To master the elements, you must be strong like earth, peaceful like air, honorable like water, and fierce like fire. The time to master your skills is now. Avatar toys are now at Burger King. You can collect all 8 Avatar toys. Each one comes with an exclusive Upper Deck trading card. There's one in every kid's meal, and you can choose a wise treat like applesauce. Have it your way with Avatar toys at Burger King now.
Hello and welcome back to the Ember Island Collector. Today we're kicking it back old school to 2006. Now, back in 2006, Avatar The Last Airbender had a licensing agreement with Burger King to do a line of Kids Meals toys. And so there were 8 Kids Meals toys to collect. This came out around season 2, so we get characters like Azula and Toph, as well as the main 4 characters, Sokka, Aang, Katara, and Zuko. And what was interesting about this toy line is that you also got trading cards with each of these Kids Meals toys, and so you can get them for, there were additional trading cards that were just specifically for the Burger King line, and they could be used in your After Last Airbender Master of Elements trading card game, which if you've seen on my channel before, I've done an unboxing of those. Because of this, it's very difficult, especially now with the renaissance of After Last Airbender that happened this past summer due to it coming on Netflix. These toys are extremely hard to find, just like any of the other old merchandise of Avatar Last Airbender. If you try finding it on eBay, it's kind of difficult. It's also kind of a little bit pricey. I was able to get all 8 toys, plus an additional 2 toys, which are just duplicates of the line, of the items that were in the line themselves. One thing to note is that when I got these, they were already opened, so the trading cards were already taken out of them, so we will not be seeing the trading cards today, but instead there are actually a couple surprises inside, where 2 of them do still have trading cards, so we're going to see that. I ended up winning this in an eBay auction, and I'm really excited for that, because I'm really, really excited to actually have these Burger King toys add to my collection. I think they're a fascinating piece of Avatar Last Airbender merch history, and it's just interesting to see exactly what kind of toys came out back in 2006 from Burger King. I'm going to take you through how the toys look, exactly what you could have gotten back then, and see just how they were, like how do they compare to the Avatar Last Airbender merchandise. So let's get started. Okay, so first of all, I'm going to show you guys what the bag looked like when you first got it. So here is the bag, and so as you can see, unlike McDonald's, they do not have like a number of, McDonald's toys. They each have a number saying which one in the series it is, but there are no numbers because I guess in 2006 we didn't have numbers. As you can see here, we have the Avatar Last Airbender logo. In the background, we have a shot of one of the temples from Avatar Last Airbender. And then we also, on the packaging itself, have a bunch of warning labels telling it it's not intended for kids under 3, and then parents' supervision, as well as throwing out the bag afterwards. We can also see that there was a Avatar website, not like the App Store website, but there was a packaging. You can see that on Burger King's website they had an Avatar page that you could have gone to as well. We get the Burger King logo, and we just see the year and date. So we have it's 2006 Burger King brands, and we also have the 2006 Viacom International copyright information as well. It's just a simple clear bag. And that's it. So let's get started. Because there are no numbers, I'm just going to take from the top and we'll go that way. Now, one thing to know is that these were already opened when I got them. So the person who sold them to me on eBay had already collected the trading cards out of them, but they just didn't want the toys, which I completely understand. I guess if you're just collecting trading cards. But I really want the toys, so here we go. Now, if you look here, we have, this is, before we get to the toy, we have a Avatar Last Airbender like little booklet, and it had like a piece of cardboard to keep it flat. And if we open it here, we see Avatar Last Airbender. It comes with the item itself, and it also shows all 8 Avatar toys that you can collect. And it also came with this cool earthbending tips and tricks thing. So that's cool. Feel free to pause the video if you want to see it, but it has Haru on here. And that's very nice. And on the back of this, it shows the Avatar Last Airbender video game. So I believe this is just the regular video game. I know Avatar Last Airbender had a couple video games, and it shows you that you can get it for the PlayStation 2, CD, Nintendo DS, Game Boy Advance, Nintendo GameCube. I don't know how many people here are watching me who don't remember these, but I remember playing with these things, those consoles, as a kid. Okay, and now let's get into this. So we see that we have Boulder Roll Aang here. This one says Master Your Earth Bending Toy, so very obviously Season 2, as I mentioned before. And it just shows you the steps, so you snap Aang onto the boulder, and then you push forward and watch Aang bob and balance as the boulder rolls. And then we can see over here all 8 Avatar toys to collect. So here we have this one, and we'll be going through all 8 of them today, so that's exciting. And then go to the back, you can see that there was an official Burger King's Kids Club membership application that were on the back of these, which also had the 4 nation symbols on the corners, which I think is a really nice touch. You could have filled this out and mailed it in and become a Burger King's Kids Club member. So that's pretty exciting. Unfortunately, I am no longer between the ages of 4 to 12, so I cannot join the Burger I cannot join the Burger King's Kids Club anymore, so that's unfortunate, but don't even know that exists anymore. So let's get to our actual toy. So we have here, I didn't have this Aang, and he hasn't actually been opened from his packaging. So we're going to take him out. Whoop. Keep that. We'll snap him on. Okay. That's it, right? Okay, we snapped him on. And now we're going to also put these things to the side. And we can see here that he just rolls back and forth. Oh, I like that. Look at that. Look at him go. Whee! And if we look at the figure himself, I actually kind of like this because if you look at the figure of Aang himself, he is very highly well made. Like, he's very detailed. He looks a lot like his character. He has his arrow. He has that youthful expression. He has his airbending clothes from season 1 that kind of follow him into season 2 as well. It's very like to the character. You can see that his arm has a little bit of movement, so you could twist his arm, and I believe you could twist his head as well. And as you can see over here is the boulder that he's on, and it just spins. So overall, very, very nice toy. Okay, I'll put him aside and we'll start on, I guess I'll put him here so you guys can still see him. Hopefully he doesn't run off. I'm going to take this one now. Now, if at any point in the video you see Narsa have hands, it's because I don't know, when I got these toys, I opened them and I was trying to figure out how to play with all of them to see how they work, and I just couldn't figure out some of them. So I have someone here help me. So you'll see his Narsa have hands as they help me get these working, especially Rip and Whirl Sokka. So now here we have the Rip and Whirl Sokka. It says Master Your Water Bending Toy. So it shows you here, you insert the ripcord all the way to the top as shown. Quickly pull out the ripcord and place on a flat surface, and watch as the water inside the toy move as the top spins. And then it's again, you have the same backing, same front. This one's a little creased. Not the end of the world, but let me show you the toy before we actually get into motion. So here's the actual top itself. You can see there's liquid in there, which I think is quite cool. This part does spin freely, so I'm not sure if you guys can see that it spins freely. Then we have a top part here, as well as a hole for where the ripcord goes in here. And on our ripcord we have Sokka, and he's only on one side, and the other side has an embossed After Last Airbender logo on there. But you can see this ripcord is right here, so I'm just gonna stick it in, because you see there's like a little, there's a little arrow here where the ripcord goes in. And now I will hand this over. Okay, ready? Let's try that again. So there we go. So one thing that's really cool about this is because the inside is moving, even if the top doesn't start moving automatically when you pull off the ripcord, it will start spinning on its own. So let's see if we can get that all there. Quite interesting. So I guess we could just let that go for a little bit, because that will go on for a long time too. I think it's because of the water spinning around it. So it's pretty cool. It's a pretty cool toy. You can see that it's like going off here. Hold on. And there we go. So there's that. There's Sokka's. So now we'll move on, I guess, to our next one. I'll come to grab that. We'll leave Sokka here. And we'll go on to this one. Now this one, obviously, is Prince Zuko. So let me open these up. Okay, so we open this one up. We have our Flame Tame Zuko. Let's look at the inserts here. Now you can see some of these old Mattel merchandise options here. So we have air launching Appa and Aang. Aang really flies, and Appa has phrases and Appa sounds. So that's cool. And you can see where the old website for the After toys. So these were Mattel items. And it says the action continues at avatartoys.com. I've tried that URL, it does not work. And then we can also see the action figures in the back here. Now these are quite difficult to find nowadays, especially new in packaging on eBay. If you do find them, they're usually expensive. Sometimes you can find a really good deal, but I've had the issue of where you just don't. So there's that. And you can see all the other Avatar toys that they had in the collection, as well as Battlebenders and Water Tribe Sokka. Interesting. And this one says waterbending tips and tricks, so it's a little different from our other one. This one says group heal. Oh, I did notice like the pictures are they're not from the TV show, which is quite interesting. But it shows that use Katara's heal to rejuvenate the team in the midst of heat of battle, which he never did, but okay. And then we have Maelstrom, which is more. It says unleash Katara's Maelstrom on unsuspecting enemies. So I guess it's like a way you could just pretend to play. And in the back we see again the Avatar Last Airbender video game. So let's see here. Here is the Flame Tame Zuko. And this one shows you says master your firebending toy. This one says attach top to launcher as shown. Wind the top counterclockwise in the direction shown by arrow to the top. Release top on a flat surface by pushing the button on the handle. Guide the spinning top by placing the orange handle near the orange center of the top. Try to bend the spinning top with the tip of the handle. So we have Zuko's toy here, and we have him as season 1 Zuko. So you got a ponytail, he's on his ship, and you can see here we have the Fire Nation emblem on the actual pressing button. You can see we got flames on here, and just molded in like an orange plastic. Here is that, and then here's the actual top itself, which has kind of like a flame or a sun embossed on there, and then we have as well on the back, and we can see that it's a top as well. So this one you had to put on here, and it shows you like on the actual top itself which way to turn it. If you can see, you can see that. Yep. So then you just turn it this way, and then I'm gonna give it over again. Okay, ready? Let's see how it goes. Oh! And you can see that the top has a little bit of a magnet in there, so you could actually control where the top was going, and I think that's a pretty cool thing as well. Yeah. So look at that. Quite interesting, right? I like how these toys work because they're not boring. Sometimes you get Happy Meal toys and they're just kind of like, here's a character and it doesn't do anything except like flap its arms. And these were interesting because they were top toys. And who wasn't collecting? I think top toys were really popular back then, especially like with Blades. And that's it. But Blades was a big thing, I believe, back then. I remember them a lot. So I believe they had a lot of knockoff Blades too. And you can see that also attaches because of the magnet on there, and it just kind of falls off when you're like firebending. So that's pretty cool. I think it's a pretty innovative way of doing it. So we're gonna put that to the side. Okay, I'm not gonna open this one actually first, because this one's an unopened one. We're gonna open this one later because I do want to open all the ones that are unopened. So I will take the unopened one. Thank you very much. And we're gonna look at this one. So this is really interesting because it's Katara's toy. So we're going to our first female in the line. So let's start with Katara. And so we have to actually assemble her first. Let's open this up. Okay, again, we got another one of these air launching like little things on the back here. And we have the exact same card. I'm starting to, the person who's helping me just told me that this is for the video game. Most likely. I don't know, maybe, do you guys ever want to watch me? I don't know if I get the video game. Maybe I'll get the video game for DS or Game Boy. So here's Water Swirl Katara, though. So it says master your waterbending toy. So it's our second waterbending toy. So this one says add water up to the fill line of the chamber. Insert plunger as shown. Push the plunger several times to watch the colorful beads rise and move as the water bends. And it says bonus, toy can also be used without water. Push plunger forward and watch the beads bounce around the chamber. And then it says over here also, empty the water chamber after each use. Leakage may occur if water is left in the toy. So let's assemble it first. Now, if you can see, I have another, we got that there. And we have Katara on here first as well. She's on both sides, so there's not an embossed side like Sokka's. And that's pretty cool. And then we have this water bending toy. It has like water features. It kind of looks more like slime than water, but I'll give it. And then you can see over here, here is the top where you could flip it open so you can put the water in here, or you could close it and not have any water in there. And there's a hole in the bottom to help prevent like leakage, as well as a maximum fill line, so you just don't want to fill past that line. So if you just press this toy, you can see the beads go up. Pretty interesting, not a lot to be honest, not as cool as the spinning top toys, but I think it is cooler with water, and I have done it with water. You know what, we're going to show you with water. Okay, so I'm back, we're back. We filled it with water. As you can see, we filled a little bit above the fill line, so it does leak, which is why there is a towel set down here. But if you press it, okay, I'm going to bring it closer so you can see the water in action. But you can see the water beads kind of go around. It's very interesting because, like, oh, it's water bending. I get the point of this toy, like what it was trying to symbolize, especially with Katara's character, and like the whole fact that she can water bend, you can put water in the toy itself. But let me tell you, I filled this with water when we first got it, and then we spent 4 days trying to get the water out. And so, like, you can keep the hole on the top open, and the water will come out, because that's how the water will come out, but the water just stays in there. And, like, this is literally, like, putting water in this one. I got 3 of these, so obviously I had a chance to put water in them. I just worry that a toy of this, because it doesn't drain very well, that you will get mold in it, if you do not let it drain properly. So that's just my big thing about it. Like, it also sounds cooler without the water, so you see I have 2 of them. But if you, like this one, you can just hear the beads, where this one's kind of like, ooh. You just kind of see the beads kind of swirl around. So it's not really a toy you could use. I think it's really good fidget toy, but other than that, it kind of falls flat for me. So let's put these in the back over there. Got 2 Kataras. Technically we got 3 Kataras, but let's go into this one. And this is one toy I will not be demonstrating, and you'll see why. Because there are very obvious reasons of why I do not demonstrate this toy. So let's open this up. And so, as we can see here, we got a boomerang tips and tricks. So this is obviously Sokka's. It says chain attack. Take out multiple enemies with Sokka's chain attack. And then it says stun. Stop enemies in the track with Sokka's devastating stun attack. Very interesting. And then we have here, this is our first airbending toy actually. This is Master Airbender. Master your airbending toy. It says blow into the mouthpiece repeatedly. Watch the ball inside the cage rise and spin. Try and make the ball hover as long as you can. And it shows you like a little picture of what it is. Now remember, I bought these off eBay and it was open. So the probability of me blowing into this right now is very low. And I'm not going to do it. But you can see on this toy here, we have a picture of Aang in his usual, like, this is kind of very similar. It's funny because this is how Aang looks in a lot of merchandising pictures, but it's not really how he looks like in the series. I feel like his eyes are a little bit more circular in the series than they are in the promotional. As you can see here, we got some air elements all around here. It's all molded in a dark blue, and then the cake itself is a light blue, and then we have like an orange ball here. I'm not gonna blow into this, so we're just not gonna see how this works. Maybe I'll post a video on Instagram if I ever do blow into this, but I think it's cool. I think it's also kind of not the, out of all the toys right now, not the coolest. It's kind of lame, just because it's a toy you blow into, so I guess it's a little bit more work than Katara's toy, where it's just kind of a thing that you watch, but at the same time, it's really just a toy you blow into. Those are my thoughts on it, but let me know in the comments down below so far. Exactly, yeah, let me know in the comments down below what you guys think so far. Let's see, let's grab another one. Okay, so this one's gonna be pretty fun. So over here, we have another one, and like I said before, we keep getting all these like nice, cool things. This is an airbending one. I feel like because I took these all out before, and I didn't put them in the right one. This one says airbending tips and tricks, and this one has air scooter and power attack, and you guys can read that. But you can see these are probably from the video game. Another one of these Mattel open them up kind of things, and you get a piece of cardboard. Not all of them came with cardboard, but I wasn't sure. That's because the person sold them to me. Oh, here's an earthbending one. So we can see Haru again with the earth ball in the meld. Very interesting. But here we go. We have Stack Attack Top. It says place your top onto the launcher. Also says master earthbending toy, so another earthbending toy. Wind top clockwise. Push down on launcher to launch top. Repeat with second top and try to stack on top of first one. Watch them spin together. Interesting. So if we take Toph's toy out, we can see that we have a Toph on here. Toph, because it sounds like tough. And she's on both sides of it too. It's a very earth-looking plunger. It looks like it's made out of stone, carved out of stone. And you can see here that it usually drops from there. And then we also have her two tops that are earth colors, so they're brown and green, Earth Kingdom colors. And one's bigger than the other one. And there's that. Okay, ready to go. So we can see that that's the top. And that's pretty interesting. I think the fun of this toy really comes from the fact that you have to try to stack them on top of the other. And sometimes it just doesn't work out. But that's kind of the fun of it. That you can try out, see if you can get the tops to balance on top of each other. Overall, I think it's a pretty fun toy. I think it's very interesting. As you can see, we got movement right there. It's gonna fall off my table, but that's fine. That's fine. There we go. Pretty interesting. The fact that it's not falling on my table. Oh, no. There it goes. Okay. Yep. There it went. And we'll just put those back onto the table. But yeah, I think it's a cool toy. I think it's I like the top toys. I think they're a lot more interesting because, you know, you get a top on them. I like top. I like how it's a top because top rhymes with top. Hey. Okay, so let's move on to the next one. And this one's pretty fun. We got a fireball. This one's also a really big bag. This one's a big bag. Okay, take that out. Okay, now this one, let's open this again. This one is Lava Launch Azula. So it says here, it says Master Firebending Toy, so I believe this is our second firebending toy. It says place toy on flat surface, insert lever as shown, and place fireball on lowest level, and press the lever down to make the ball jump to the next level. Interesting. So then if we assemble it, first of all, we have Azula here, and we see that she is firebending. Pretty interesting. We have her on both sides of the plunger thing. And we get like a little fire there in the background. Not really sure what her background is. Just kind of a volcano. We'll stick our plunger here. Here is I guess, kind of like the volcano launcher. And so you can see that it looks like a volcano molded into 3 different sides, and there's 3 different heights to it. And then we have her little fireball here. So we'll start off here. And we'll just go like this. And it just kind of bounces on to the next one. So, overall, all in all, oh, it kind of fell off. Ah! All in all, not a too terribly interesting toy. It just kind of jumps back and forth. But, I don't know. I could see this being very interesting to play. I like the fact that all the plungers go up and then it just kind of naturally bumps into the next one and stuff like that. Interesting. Wouldn't call this my favorite, but I do think it's not too bad. Okay, and now instead we're gonna go into our last toy, but we're also gonna start actually opening some of these. So when I got these on eBay, the listing said that they were all open. There were no trading cards inside. However, they also say I also got 10 toys. I'm getting 11 toys. I got 3 I got 3 Qatar water swirls. So they actually came with 2 that were unopened. So that's really exciting. I'm excited because these toys has not been opened since 2006, since it was packaged. So we're going to see this. And it's also our last toy in the series, as we have done all other ones. So here we go. Ooh! I don't know how it feels when you open an old toy. Like, it kind of gives me the heebie-jeebies. Kind of like, oh my goodness, it like lasted this long without getting open, and now here I am opening it. I don't know, it just feels like it should have lasted longer. We're also going to see some cool things with this one because we actually are going to get a trading card! Now the trading card's kind of all like folded up, so it's going to have to get flattened out. But as you can see, this is from the Quick Strike Upper Entertainment deck. I'm probably going to stick it in between 2 books to like flatten it out. But this one says Juggle, and as you can see, it's like, I found out what all these symbols are. With 3 dots, it means it's like an ultra rare, and it says ABK005, so it's the 5th card in the series. And it just says, when you counteract, you may rearrange your allies in ally space. And so the cool thing about these cards is that they were very difficult to get in the Burger King toys. Like, you had to get them, these were only Burger King exclusives, and you find them online. So we'll put that to the side. I'll put it all the way away from the water toys because I don't want to ruin it. And then we can actually open this one because this one hasn't been opened at all. This one's pretty bent up out of shape, not the greatest. Again, we have one of these. We have Aang's air scooter and the Appa launch thing as well. But here's air scooter Aang. Oh great, it's another blowing toy, isn't it? It says blow several times into one of the 3 holes as indicated by the arrows of this toy as shown above. Place the toy on a flat surface and watch Aang spin. So I don't get, like, it also says Master Airbending toy. As you can see, this whole series had 2 of each. So I guess we'll just blow into it. Okay, so another blowing toy that makes no absolute sense. So let's look at the toy instead. We're not gonna spin this one. Now I actually have 2 of him because I ended up getting these other Avatar Burger King toys in another box, but this one has not been opened, so this one has no damage on him. As you can see, we have Aang, and he's wearing his season 1 like Airbender robes, and we can see that he has this nice useful expression. His head kind of moves, not too much, and we have that his arrows on his arms are not actually colored in blue, but honestly, the rest of it looks pretty well detailed. I kind of like how much effort they put in the Aang ones. You can see here the arrows with the 3 holes that you could blow into. I don't get it. I really don't. So there's him. He looks overall a pretty decent toy. Like I said, I do like the top toys better, but I think this top toy is probably not that great. As you can see, I have another version of him as well, and they look more or less exactly the same. I think his eyes are more straightforward in this one than they are in that one, and there is also a chunk of him missing in the back. I don't know, you can probably tell like over here where I like colored him with Sharpie. But yeah, and he has a little paint missing over here. Overall, one new in the box, one that was played with. Both look fine. Even though we opened the Katara, I do want to show you what her card inside comes with, just because we have one. And I don't need to show you the toy again, so I'm just going to take out this part. And we see, here we go! This one is the Boulder Roll. So again, we have the ABK008, which probably was the last item in the line. And it says, whenever your opponent charges one of his or her zones, Boulder Roll gets +1 force. And you can see over here it has the ABK008 as well. So another quick strike. So now I have 2 Burger King Avatar Airbender cards, and you can see they're pretty bent up out of shape, so I'll probably try flattening them out between a heavy book. But yeah, pretty cool. I'm really excited to have these cards. Very, very interesting. Okay, so overall thoughts. Let me just bring you a little closer to what our actual items look like. Overall thoughts on the line. I think the line itself is really fun. I think it kind of embodies what the television show was about, and also it embodies the 2006 pretty well. Like, these are kind of the toys that you got back in the day in a Happy Meal. Like, they weren't the best, but they weren't the worst. Like, they're not like how they are now, where if you get a figure, you just get an action figure, and that's kind of it. And it kind of sucks. Favorites, I would have to say, I think my most favorite one, I'm not going to say Katara. I like playing with Katara. I think she's a very good fidget toy. I think my favorite one, though, has to be this little Aang toy. I like the fact that he just goes, wee! Like, yeah, it's a boring toy, but I don't know, gyroscopic toys just kind of, I just think they're really interesting. The fact that he, like, balances and he just stands up straight. He doesn't really, like, fall over. Least favorite, I wouldn't call it a least favorite, but probably the one that I wouldn't have liked as much as a kid. Probably the top, gonna be honest. It seems kind of like you're not gonna be able to really get anything other than like spinning him on your own, and blowing the air doesn't really make sense. So yeah, that's kind of my opinion. So now that we've gone through all these, let me know in the comments down below which one of these was your favorite. Or if you had them growing up as a kid, like you got these when the show was coming out, because I'd be super interested in hearing about that. Oh, don't forget, if you like this video, don't forget to like this video, subscribe if you haven't, and click that bell icon to get notifications every time I post a video. I try to post every Saturday at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Anyway, tell me down in the comments below if you like this video. I think doing nostalgic Avatar merch reviews is quite fun, especially if you're starting to collect Avatar merchandise. I think it's a great way just seeing exactly what was out there before when the show when the show first originally aired versus the items that we get now, and kind of see the comparison. So don't forget to like this video, and until next time, Flimio Hotman.